This is real mom shit. This is what we have. Oh, wow. See, it gets good here. I've never had, like, there's this, this is what my 4th grade teacher had. I love you, but you were at my height when I was sitting at my desk, and I always saw that. And then there's this, which I'm kind of accustomed to, because this is my food pub, but it's bigger now because of Monaco. But then this is a whole another enchilada.
I'm turning away as though it's not on screen right
Wow. Okay, so how are you gonna Facetune the hell out of this? Thank you to Hakka for sponsoring this episode. Oh, I should have brought my breast milk.
You didn't bring any breast milk?
I brought, no, because it's in my but I can pump it really quick. I can pump it. For the past 3 months, I have been by myself, by my own little self with my own little thoughts, trying my hardest to get any squeeze of milk possible outside of my breasts, and I've had nobody to talk to about it. So, you're welcome. Welcome to the party. You're here to listen to me share my breastfeeding journey.
Hello, Hunnay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, Hunnay. My breastfeeding journey started not when I actually decided whether or not I was gonna breastfeed, because I actually made a decision with myself. I was like, you know what, self?
Hey, girl.
You have some time to think about this.
Okay.
After the baby's born.
Yeah.
Chill, get to know each other, see how your boobies feel, and then decide if you want to breastfeed or not. The very moment that Monaco was born, the nurse, I'll never forget this, she congratulated me. We were all in tears. It was so exciting. And after I held the baby, she cleaned the baby off, weighed the baby, and then immediately took the baby and placed her underneath my boob and said, get her to suckle. And I was like, suckle who? What are you talking about? And she's like, go ahead. You want to start the colostrum? Is it colostrum? Could you Google it?
What is it?
I don't know. It's whatever the nurse told me to do.
Gonna Google colostrum.
Yeah.
Colostrum?
Colostrum. So the
Colostrum.
colostrum. She's like, you need to get the colostrum started. This woman, very nice, but her hands were cold. She took my boob, she sandwiched it like this, and I saw Monaco's poor little face go, and she just, and just started doing the thing. And that was when I felt I need to breastfeed. I didn't feel like I had an option. I just felt like this is what you do. Here's the problem. This is the type of that could kill Capricorns. We are so goal-oriented that if we set those expectations on ourselves, we just drive ourselves into almost insanity. I thought that the milk was plentiful. No, this is not true. The minute I put that colostrum, what was it? Colostrum in the baby's mouth, she was sucking, and then the nurse goes, can you pull off so we can go ahead and see how much colostrum you're squeezing? Out comes this tiny, it was literally the size of like a period at the end of the sentence. She goes, perfect, that's exactly what you're gonna be producing. She takes this syringe, she puts it on the little dot, she sucks it in, and then she turns to Monaco's mouth and puts it in Monaco's mouth. This little tiny booger of milk, or it's not milk, it's like pre-milk. It's the pre-game to milk. That also made me realize that whatever you're producing out of your boob is super important. They call it liquid gold. At that moment, I determined my goal was, Jeannie Mai Jenkins, you are going to produce the most sumptuous, nutrient-dense, fully packed, yummy, creamy, perfect temperature milk ever for Monaco. And she's just gonna be like, yes! You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to produce for my kid. That did not happen. So the day I got home, I kept trying to put Monaco to my boob and trying to get the colostrum. I was trying to get the colostrum. I used the syringe, nothing came out. So then I heard that you're supposed to put the baby to the breast as much as possible, because it's so crazy how your body works in sync with your baby. The baby's saliva, the baby's suckling, all these things work in sync with your body. You actually feel, this is the crazy thing, you can actually feel your uterus. It squeezes or it's something happens to your uterus when your baby starts feeding on your breast. It's a beautiful thing. And that's when you kind of know that your body is communicating with your baby in order to produce more milk. 3 weeks went by of doing this every day for about 8 times a day. So imagine 8 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week for 3 weeks. I was not producing any milk. At some point, the colostrum settles, and then the breast milk is supposed to come in. Well, my breast milk wasn't coming in. I was getting like a drip, like nothing. It was just nothing at the bottom of bottles. So I got really frustrated and I started reading up books. These are the things that I was told are supposed to help your breast milk. So, blessed thistle herb fenugreek seed. My friend told me to get this. Now, mind you, if you take this, you have to take it 3 times a day. So I'm feeding Monaco every 3 hours. 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, every 3 hours. And then every 3 hours, I'm also taking this, right? While I was taking this, I also was drinking a ton of this, which is organic mother's milk tea. I love my tea, so this was no problem. I took as much tea as possible. You're supposed to drink 3 cups a day of this. I was also taking postpartum recovery teas and things that were helping me to keep nice and positive. When you come out of having a baby, your emotions are everywhere. Sometimes I was happy, sometimes I was sad. I was communicative and sometimes I wasn't. So I was also taking teas to supplement my postpartumness, gummies to help me get all my vitamins. That you take 3 times a day as well. When this wasn't working anymore, I had to upgrade and I called my other friend who was producing like gallons for her kid, and she told me liquid gold was amazing and said this would work so well, right? So liquid gold plus sunflower lecithin, which is honestly the size of a horse pill. So you would take 3 of these a day, right? This was my breast pumping friend, and the hospital actually recommended this as well. This you affix to these 2 things. You put 2 baby bottles here, and you basically put them over your nipples, and you turn it on, and it sucks in milk, right? Have you ever? Even when I'm getting my nails done at the nail salon, I can scroll on my phone. You can't do that with this because this is really loud, and your hands are tied up. And I was like, this can't be right. I remember people actually like having something to help them hold these things in. So here's the bra that your nipples fit through, and you put this in. I did this for another 5 weeks, and this is when it really started getting frustrating because all I was doing round the clock, even through my sleep, by the way, 24 hours a day, was trying to take my vitamins, drink my tea, chew my gummies, and pump milk. And nothing was coming out. It was maybe about an ounce. This was really, really, really upsetting. You feel so defeated when your baby's hungry, you're not producing enough for the baby, you're seeing all these commercials and other women and even Instagram showing these like amazing pictures of moms bonding with their kid and breastfeeding when your baby's actually just getting really frustrated. And you're reading so many different pieces of advice that aren't really just helping you see results. I got really, really depressed and I started to give up. Now, here's the thing with breastfeeding. You can't just up and decide like, you know what, this ain't for me. Thank you, we tried, I'm good. You good? Okay, let's go. You can't, because the second I stopped, the little breast milk that I was making, like even an ounce, was filling up, building up inside of my breast, and it was hurting. It was becoming like engorged. I've never experienced this type of pain. Mastitis started happening, and it was so painful. Like imagine getting punched in the boob, but instead of getting punched and they let go, it's just like one big punch and it stays there, like super impacted on your boob. Then I'd have to pump in order to get the milk out, but then I'd have clogged ducts. I woke up this one morning, this is a lot. I woke up this one morning and I looked at myself in the mirror and I had little white like dots on top of my nipple. You couldn't pop them. They weren't like something you could remove. It was literally milk stuck in a duct, and it was so full that it was showing through my skin. Is this gross? This is terrible, huh? This is crazy.
It's life.
Yeah, so then I'd have to read YouTube after YouTube, call friends, and it took hot compresses, it took hot water, like shower water to get, to bring it down. And the whole time it's throbbing like crazy. Like you literally can't even eat. It hurts so bad. You can't even talk about it with anybody because you don't have time to talk about it. You're supposed to be taking another vitamin, or you're supposed to be trying to pump it out, or you're supposed to be feeding your baby. And you're supposed to just try to keep calm the whole time. So I called another friend. I was told that this pump wouldn't do as great of a job as an industrial pump. This pump, which is a whole system that the hospital provides that you can rent from the hospital. This thing is crazy because it's not portable. You have to sit down wherever it's plugged in because it takes this like huge, cable in order to start it up. It requires a whole different system of gadgets that you need in order to get the milk flowing. This was a game changer. The pills and the vitamins and the tea somehow possibly started to kick in. It started to produce more milk. Now I'm at maybe 2 ounces every other pump, but the baby drinks now 4 ounces each feeding. So I'm not making enough in order to fully give the baby breast milk. So I've got to do this thing called supplementing, where you give the baby what you have, and then you turn around and you give the baby formula. Hold up! Breastfeeding and the technology around it changes every day. I just discovered something, and that is the Hakka Gen 2 pump. This right here from Hakka is all you need. This is one and done. This takes away everything you're about to see in that episode, but I didn't know about it till now. So this one tool here changed my life because it actually helps moms who are looking to produce more, which was my #1 problem. You can just throw it in your bag and take it out whenever you need to pump. It's super easy to carry, easy to use. Basically, it comes with this phalange, and this body is the sucking power. You squeeze the body like so, you fold the phalange back like this, you cup it on your nipplage, and you put the flange right back over, and what you will see take place next is the most natural sucking power that Hakka has created. Basically, this bottle comfortably cups around your boob and just starts naturally sucking as much milk as you have into the one little pump. You don't have to hold on to it, you don't have to attach it to any leather bra piece. What I just did is it. The whole point in successful breastfeeding is to stimulate your breast as much as possible in order to get more milk to supply. That's what this does. So the more that you can actually do this method, the more this is enabling this to start doing that. Click the link below to learn more. So in order to pump enough breast milk to feed my child, for me, and I'm not saying this is for every mom out there. By the way, everything I'm saying doesn't mean that this applies to all moms out there. This is my journey and what worked for me. I'd have to drink 2 of these a day. So imagine 2 of these a day, 2 vitamins 3 times a day, 3 teas a day, some gummies, and a balanced pumping or breastfeeding of Monaco with her actually sucking that my body needs to make milk. It just took my body time to actually settle in and relax and get into this, even if it meant taking 6 weeks. I was stressing every day, and remember, you're just looking at this baby and this job every 3 hours. So every 3 hours, every day, you're reminded that it's not working for you. Now, I'm getting much more than 2 ounces. I'm getting 3 to 4, which is good. Just breast pumping. We're not even talking about putting the baby to bed, making sure I have enough efficient things in her diaper bag as we start moving around, making sure that I get my rest. I haven't even talked about what am I doing to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep. Where am I getting my happy? There's so much still that I'm trying to figure out. I would love to hear from you moms on what you guys did on your breastfeeding journey. How long did it take for you to produce 3 to 4 ounces? And for moms out there who eventually started feeding the baby only breast milk, what did you exactly do to get to that place? And for moms who decided to just use formula, tell me why you decided that, and has it been working for you? Is that okay? Because that might be an option that I might be trying as well. This is the first time I get to connect with moms. My mom, Mama Mai, is the only influence that I have. And you see how that turned out. I really just want to hear so much from everybody out there, and I have so much to learn. So thank you for being patient with my journey. Thank you for not judging me, because I am learning and I am open to learning more. But this is my journey that I've got to discover and learn for myself. Thank you to Hakka for sponsoring this episode.